Alrighty, here I am. I know, a little late. Give me just one more second. Look for one crystal, and then we can begin this shenanigan. Where's this bloody thing? But yeah, this message, this live message is going to be a bit of a savage one. Right, this bloody thing. Oh, right in front of my face. Alrighty. Give me that one. Yeah, just that one. Hello, Caleb. And hello, everybody else. So, grab this other. Oh. That. Oh. Bit off. I'm gonna make myself be a little bit more, visible. Scooch this over like that. I can close that, get that out of the way. Flip that to this. Okay then. So then it should be all good and dandy. Okay. And am I? Well, that didn't work. Am I up? Well, that would have been better if it did that right the first time. Milkshake. Stop doing that. There you go. Whoops. Okay, am I audible? Can I be heard? Yay, nay, good. Going good, Liam. So far, it's good. Historically, yes, I believe so. And, well, it's kind of monsoon season here right now, so yeah, it was pretty blowing last night, but anyway. So, as probably all of you know, and if you happen to not know, I mean, how could you not know? For some mind-boggling reason, the Supreme Court, and by the Supreme Court meaning the I don't even like calling them like the party that has the elephant. I don't like associating elephants with them because that's an insult to the elephant. Because an elephant is actually a symbol of wisdom, divinity, and like having a connection is also a really intelligent and emotionally intelligent animal. That's not really the Republican Party. I hate to say it. If anything, I think I vote that we change, their animal from elephant to the more fitting rat. That's my opinion, though. But anyway, nonetheless. So, for some reason, probably because either one, they're trying to push an agenda, which, as a Supreme Court justice, you're not supposed to push an agenda. You're supposed to stay neutral. You're supposed to stay neutral. Not favor either side. You can have your political belief, but you can't let that sway your ruling. One problem, though. Here's the thing. If you're plotting to overturn something that's been ruled, it's premeditated. It's biased. If you have to plan to overturn or pretty much reject something or annul something, you're not being neutral. You're plotting, being biased. And to do that, you have to be neutral. Oops. Next thing. Alright, happy come. I think it's kind of sad having a bunch of old, decrepit men saying how a woman's body should be. Really? What do you old Adams know? Besides, I think the cobwebs are starting to get in you guys' head. And I think, you can dust bunnies in your brain. Because you're not starting to think like you used to. Mm. Oh, and, I can't have one of those? Says who? You? Come on now. You think I'm gonna listen to some guy that's in a nightgown? I thought, that fanboy Yahweh was bad. Maybe he has competition now. Maybe he might be. No. He's still the worst one. And this is just another weird thought. Something about, women not being given the same right treatment as a man. Wow. Wow. I thought you guys would get this by now. Looks like that was all a lie. Because if mankind still hasn't understood that simple concept of human being, treat it like a human being. Keep it simple. It's a woman, okay? Human being, yes? Treat it as any other human being. Don't make it complicated. Well, but if she gets into power, she might become a threat. How can she be a threat if she has power? Oh, because probably she can boss you around. Oh no. God forbid we have a woman giving the orders. I mean, what bad can go wrong? I mean, you've seen how the men have handled it. If it wasn't that way, I wouldn't be swinging that. And, for an, an entity that doesn't even have a physical body, it sure can talk about what a human body can do. I've never heard of an entity who doesn't have a real physical body, literally, dictating on how a human body should be. That's a little bit ironic, isn't it? An, an existing being that doesn't have a physical body ordering how a human body needs to be. Has anybody happened to remember that saying that I said about a few lives ago, I think? What happens when you try and fight nature, force nature? You're going to get your, tushy split. Nature is just going to completely wipe the floor with you. Because nature is not going to lose that one. In fact, nature is probably going to act in double time to get rid of the stupid virus. Because we're really. And even to the ones that are supposed to be in power. You could have done something a long time ago, honey. But, okay, let's not do anything. Okay. Oh, yeah, you totally have all the power. You totally know what you're doing. I mean, if you did, this wouldn't have happened. And I mean, it's so simple. I mean, I'm not a politician or whatever the heck. Actually, no, I'm not a politician because why am I going to come up with lying BS? Oh, boy. But no seriousness. To make it completely as simple as can be. Like, I'll even try and make this like idiot proof. Oh, the party of, the rats are at it again with shenanigans? Okay. Allow me to demonstrate. Grab your writing apparatus. What's that called? Executive command? Executive order? Yeah, use that. Executive order, BS. Whatever they're doing, nope. But isn't that being like a tyrant? When using tyranny and acting as a tyrant, you can act like a tyrant in a benefic way or a malefic way. You can be tyrannical in pretty much putting a stop to something that's going to be causing immense damage. I mean, look at all the old twat heads. Yeah, all that expired meat that's still in the same building, spewing the same BS. They're starting to sting up the place. I think it's time for them to go back to the home. Yeah, I think they need to go to the home now because they actually might get themselves hurt because they can't even comprehend what's going on around them. They can't even understand what, somebody being guilty of something which is obviously guilty. Just saying. Keep it simple. But anyway, simple. Signature executive orders say nope. Well, that's overextending power. Well, the last guy did it, so why can't this one? Nothing's stopping him. Except, him not having the idea to just do it. But then again, that kind of does take a little bit of brain power to figure that out. Oh, wait. I have a pen that can say, screw that. Nope. Enough of the BS. Oh, and, if you're going to be trying to be sneaky and, take away others, like, I don't know, rights to other people, I think the last thing you want to do is tell people, this is what we're going to be swinging at next. Because now here's the thing, you'd have just shown that you're now being biased towards this too. You call yourself a judge? Really? You can't even be neutral. Some judge. Wow. Typical brat. Don't look at me. I'm not the one being it. Oh, and another thing too. Now, why in the heck? Adorable. Why in the heck now do some app developers think that they have the right to take a woman's private medical information that does include the psycho hunt? What gives them the right to actually go off and sell it or turn it over to authorities for whatever reason? Sorry, hon, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. That's a big whoopsie. Mm-mm. Even if it says in the, even if it says it or not, you have to get her consent about you selling her information regarding her cycle specifically. Besides, why do you need to have any kind of consent to that? It's her body. It's her cycle. It's really only allowed for her. And if you're going to be trying to use that to track down people that are having an illegal one, legal abortion, really? Wow, you're pathetic. Wow. Wow. Adam's becoming more and more smarter every second. That they're now, supposedly big macho men in power, supposedly think that they're, doing the righteous thing. No. If anything, they're just being as obnoxious as Yahweh, trying to be, please, love, please, will you please be my queen? I can't live without you. Oh. And he wonders why I keep turning him down. He can't even, exist without begging. Oh boy. Human beings just amuse me, in all honesty. Because really, here's another one. I wonder why the awareness of, oh wait a minute, this country's document says we can all band together and pretty much take the government away from the people that are in power and overrun them. That's what it says. If, if there's opposition with that, don't look at me. That's what it says. I didn't write it. People have the right to just go, nope, get out. But still want to play the game with them. I wonder how much longer they're going to keep playing the game. Because if it was up to me, this would have been over a long time ago. But what do I know? Oh, and just for gigglies, just saying, if a woman's also getting any kind of health care, and if she gets denied health care, refused to be given care, even if it does involve abortion in some way, in any way, you're doing patient neglect, doctor. That's not good. Hope nothing happens to your patient that was seeking medical attention and needing it. Because if that's the case, you don't need that medical license anymore. Nope, you don't need it. But the law says it doesn't matter. You have a patient in front of you needing your medical care. Even if you do not take action, you're neglecting them and you're knowing it. Even if it's lawful, you're still neglecting your patient. And say if they, die being neglected of your care. Oh, that's voluntary manslaughter. Malpractice. And no, it's not a damned if you're it's not a damned if you do or a damned if you don't. Because if you go in and provide the care that's needed to keep her alive or pretty much prevent her from being in pain, you're doing your job. If it's illegal, you can't be held that can't be held against you as a crime. Even with the Good Samaritan law. But I mean, this is just simple man's law. Hmm. Sometimes I think people like the theatrical of all this instead of actually getting down and getting rid of the weeds and the stuff that's pretty much infecting the whole entirety. One of these days, hopefully the light bulb will go off before it's too late. But until then, atoms everywhere. Ugh. And another thought. If somebody thinks that is a victory for having that case overturned, how's it a victory? How is it a victory? It's a victory because now you take away pretty much a choice that a woman can make regarding her own body. Is it yours? If a woman who is carrying wants to have an abortion or has to have one, otherwise she dies, is it your body? Is it? No? Piss it. Mm-mm. Sorry. Sorry, your viewpoint. No. Because it's not your body. You have no say. And no, bringing in a belief or religious system, not good enough. Sorry. Mm-mm. And if Yahweh says no, him, he can't even he can't even carry a child. Can you expect him to actually have his say? He couldn't even, have me submit. His words are nothing. But I mean, it's just still so funny. A handful of old, decrepit geezers deciding how a woman's body should be by nature and what should be done with it. Wow. No wonder, no wonder their wives secretly hate them. Up except that one that's like a little bit, let's just say she's in her own little world. This is why, you know what they say, without you, Q is useless. To put it nicely. Nothing wrong with the theory, but when you get possessed by it, that's not when it gets good. Because you start to think things that just totally birds are fake. Birds are a giant conspiracy theory and they're all just robots from the government spying on everybody. A bird. Yep, this stupid virus got way out of hand. And I'm not paying attention to the chat, so that way all of you know. I'm just letting the message come through and then letting it flow. Oh. The thing is, too, this is another thought. If an abortion is going to be, try to be held as a crime, Splendid. Okay, let's take it to trial. First question. Okay, now you had to prove that an abortion was taking place or happened. Where did you prove? Hmm? Oh, the doctor said that was the case? What did the patient come in saying? What was the cause of, coming in? What was the medical condition or the complaint? Pain in the torso area because of a growth, and this growth needs to be removed. It might be a hernia. It might be a swelled liver. It might be an appendix being ruptured. You don't know until you take a look at it. And now, yeah, you can kind of see how it just goes, no. It makes it even more just sad. If a woman is going to die if she doesn't have, this aborted, if a doctor is willing to turn her in to law enforcement because it's illegal, so you're pretty much telling that woman what you're doing is illegal. You trying to stay alive? Oh, that's illegal. What you're doing is illegal. Really? Does that make any sense? Telling a woman who's trying to get the care needed to keep herself alive, you're going to tell her what she's doing is illegal? No, that makes no sense. In fact, that's kind of like, wow. So you're telling someone you're trying to fight for your survival is illegal. It's unlawful. If anything, that's an accessory to murder. And indirect involuntary involvement in manslaughter. It's involuntary, and because of that, a death happened. Because it's not possible. It can't be done because of legality reasons, but still, it's influenced. Oops. So who's going to be the one at fault with that one and when that happens? I say we blame, the ones that are in the black robes that voted to have this flipped for whatever dim-witted reason. I think the shoe would fit perfectly. And what's funny, again, wow, none of you can even carry a child. In fact, probably even born one into the world. You probably would think, oh, end my life. Mm-hmm. And also, the whole whoever whoever even has this simple thought of like, oh well, women aren't allowed to have the same rightful treatment as a man. Oh boy. I kind of think, that well, actually let's keep it simple. Yeah, it's not a right. They're kind of entitled to it. They're entitled to be given the same attention care as any other person, regardless of what the condition is. If you don't like it, oh boo-hoo, I wasn't asking for your opinion, just deal with it. But it's a threat. What's a threat? A woman, being an equal to you? That's the point. That's the point. Because newsflash. Between man and woman, who's the one that's keeping the human race going? Who's the one that brings life into the world? Who's the one that carries the child that's developing? Who goes through the most immense pain to bring the light into the world? If you said woman, you're correct. If you said man, wow. There's no hope for you. But seriously. Without woman, man, you got nothing. You may think that, ooh, big macho and being able to just order her or order any woman around because I'm the man of the house. I'm big head honcho. Now, to be honest, you're not really anything. You're nothing, not shit. Because, newsflash again, in the monarchy system, who is more powerful, the queen or the king? If you said the king, nope, it's the queen. The queen is the king's backbone. If the queen wants something, she tells the king orders for it to be obtained and given to her. You don't tell the queen no. You don't. Because if you do, well, it sucks to be that king. He's gonna not like having the next few nights. Not only that, the queen can live without a king easily, but a king without a queen might be a little bit of trouble, just a little bit. And I mean, I wonder when there's going to be like an actual like commander in chief of this nation of the U.S. I wonder when a woman's going to be in that position. I'm curious just to see how it would go down, just to see and see what's different between woman or man in that position, just to see. But again, the issues that are going on right now are just so simple to deal with. Just pick up the damn pen and pretty much write into law, completely shutting down the BS. I mean, the last president did all over the place. What's stopping this one? Morality. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes being moral in time where others are not playing by the rules. Well, if one side's not playing by the rules, why should the other? I mean, I'm just saying, if one side's going to fight dirty, what's stopping the other side from fighting dirty too? That's none of my business, but hey. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at the chat. And she's pretty much finished saying what she wanted to say. Come on, people. Okay, here we go. Hello, Kendrick came in right at the right time. Hello, Mikey. Hello, Ivy, Laura. There's such thing as an unjust law. Yep. Huh. Oh. Ah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello, Urkala? I think I said that right. But yep, what a joy. What a joy, angry old geezer men in robes have done. I'll vote to, send them back to the home so that way, they can stay at the home and not cause more damage. All in favor? Aye. Besides, you're biased. You can't be a judge if you're biased, dude. And because since you're premeditated, overturning it, and also saying you're gonna overturn some more stuff. Sorry, you're biased. Premeditated. Mm-mm. You're not being neutral. Get off the bench. I mean, if you're gonna be in a position of a judiciary, you have to be neutral. And I think Kendra might be able to answer this one. Isn't like the judish tongue twister, the judicial system in Canada, isn't it also having this viewpoint of neutrality to kind of like the same thing in a way, except it isn't that through what's that called, by order of like the crown or the prime minister or something like that. Well, I mean, if you want to be hello Juliana. I mean, if you want to be technical, really by technicality it's under the crown. Well, there's the queen, but prime minister. But I mean, I'm not really sure. But anyway, either way, you're wearing the robes. You got to be neutral. You can't be a donkey. I mean, you can. It's just you can't let that up. Oh, it kind of makes me think. Okay, people in power. Do you know what we're doing? No. Sit. I mean, and in all honesty, at least in my opinion, sometimes it really makes me think: do people that actually get into these positions, one, do they legit not know what they're doing? Yep. And also, speaking of that, Julian, then here's another one. I'm against abortion. Okay, then why'd you have, those children, be murdered, killed? Because, she said, I'm not going back to him. Hmm. And even another thought, too, just for giggles. Hmm. I'm trying to think of a way of saying this without, having, something like the FBI be like, watch him. I wonder why nobody. Yeah, screw it. Oh, my wine glass. I wonder why nobody has done the I'll play the game. I'll be your puppet. Gets to the highest point of power, and all of a sudden, all right, I'm commander in chief. Woo! Fuck. Cut the strings. Okay, lobbyists. If you get found in any of the government buildings bribing government official, guess what? Convicted felon on the spot, and you're out. And you got to pay a percentage of your profits of the last year as a fine. There's one. Get feisty with it. Love anyway. Even if if the FBI was to come towards me saying, "Why are you saying stuff like that? You're gonna blow our cover." Oh, but that sucks, doesn't it? Maybe you should have been more careful and not obvious. You ain't slick, people. And Men in Black, really? No. And I mean, even I've even also have noticed too that there have been some here and there's of potential. Hmm, I'm just gonna call it GS or gang because I've been kind of noticing, Okay, why is the same vehicle following me around in my car? Hmm. I mean, if that's the case, okay. Don't know why you want to fangirl after me, but please be careful. Because all it takes is one wrong misstep, and I just turn and just be all, hey, so you've been following me for about the last few hours? Do you want something? Because no, trust me, I don't want your sausage. Besides, no, you don't even take initiative. You just go, come on. Yeah. But also, this is also the point in time where I also want to just, kind of put on my troll face. You mad hater? And just hold up my what's that called? Oh yeah, my ordained minister, certification and um whatnot. Yeah, and be all like, oh, gay marriage can't happen here. Oh my glass. These two men are wedded. These two women are wedded. Now what? Yeah, I just wedded them. So what? Oh, that can't happen. Okay, they're in a civil union or a domestic partnership. It counts as the same thing as a marriage. So piss it. You look stupid. Try me, law. Try me. Now you look extra stupid. Get wrecked. Oh, by law they can't have that happen? Okay. Okay, it says specifically marriage. Okay. So you just have them be in a civil union or domestic partnership and they agree to the terms and they consent. Bypassed. It says marriage, not civil union or domestic partnership, which mimics the marriage. Wrecked. If I had a violin, I'd be playing it, but that's the best I got. And really, sometimes that's the joy of having a mind of an Aquarius. Just like all over the place. Oh, an opposition that's, complete BS. Oh, watch this. Still happens. And now the person trying to prevent it looks even more dim-witted, trying to stop it. Just whiff it. Oops. Try again next time. Try again next year. Oh, you're gonna try and. Oh, somebody's gonna try and say like doing witchcraft and stuff like that is gonna be illegal. Oh, that's just splendid because here comes the joy, the fun part. Just completely shutting that down. Oh, you're gonna hold someone to trial about doing witchcraft, huh? Okay. Where's your proof? Where's your proof of saying that they're doing witchcraft? Where's your proof? Oh, a candle being lit? Okay. It's just a candle lit. How can you prove that that's witchcraft? You can't? Yeah, because you can't. Get out of the courtroom. Get wrecked. That's the joy with that's the joy with the occult sciences. If someone tries to even also doing fortune telling, the same thing. Okay, so tell me how this individual is here. I'll even grab my very first tarot deck. Come hither. My very first one, the one that got many moons ago in 2016. Okay, so tell me how this card like that, and then this card to the left of it, and then that one to the right, and then the one above it, and then the one, screw it, give me that one, and then the one below it. Now you tell me how that is fortune telling. It's just cardstock with artwork on it. How are they giving you a fortune reading? Can you prove it? No. Who knows? Maybe they're just looking at the cards and they're thinking out loud. And you're thinking, oh, they're telling me a fortune for me. No, they're just looking at the cards and they're thinking out loud, maybe. How do you know? Oops. And the thing is, hearsay, one side says one thing, one side says another, doesn't stand in court, doesn't have physical evidence, so get it out of here. And even some people have said, you should have been like a lawyer or a judge or something like that. No. Although, Jay, and no, that's not going to happen. Because the thing is, you can't. Trying to make witchcraft illegal and trying to ban it, that's not going to work. Because the thing is, you can't. There's no way. You can't outlaw it because I just did it. Something as simple as that. Good luck trying to outlaw that. But what you do, snap, cleanse the space, sound wave. That's an act of witchcraft. Cleanse the space with a sound wave. But heck, if somebody wants to bring that in the courtroom, okay. So tell me. Well, the thing is, again, going back to those times, the thing is, burning somebody at the stake is a cruel and is a kind of a cruel and inhumane punishment, and even doing it in capital whatever, like capital punishment supposedly. That's not capital punishment. What that is essentially that is being barbaric. That's not a way, Besides, again, at least with the court of law, the way that it exists, all suspects are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Okay, so you need to have your evidence supporting this witchcraft accusation. Where's your proof? She's up at night. Okay, what does that got to do with anything? She goes off in the woods at night. Okay, what if she likes to take a walk at night? Maybe she wants to go out and pick some jasmine blossoms. What's the problem? She dances around in the forest. Hello, Darren. Okay, now you have a woman dancing in the forest. Okay, so what's the issue? She's just dancing in the forest. That's witchcraft, though. No, it's not. How do you know it's witchcraft? How do you know she's not being like the Sound of Music and just being like, I give no damns about nothing in the forest. I'm just dancing in the forest. Oh, there's a peeper looking at me. Until, somebody can actually prove that it's witchcraft. Out it goes with the courtroom. I wish I had a violin though. That way I could play it like this, or a fiddle me dicks. Oh, let me grab one thing real quick. Oh crap! I just completely forgot what I was gonna grab. Never mind. Oh yeah. And whoops, sorry, did not mean for that noise to come out of the keyboard. And even just as another thought too, like supposedly them having the bright idea, well, let's bring the book back into school. Okay, are you going to bring it in as like like the study of a philosophy or something? Because if you're bringing it in that way to study a philosophical viewpoint, you're going to have to do that at the college level. You can't bring it into public school. Sorry, Cupcake. Well, we need to bring it back and assume the Ten Commandments. Well, sorry. You can't. Besides, Ten Commandments, Old Testament. Don't look at me. I was the one. I wasn't the one who said New Testament. Okay, that completely overrides the old. Alrighty. Oh yeah, pretty much what this turned into, Darren, was pretty much essentially like taking, like, say for an example, if somebody was to actually take legal action or like try and bring someone to trial for like witchcraft or anything of the sorts, like say like in, I think it's New York, I think I might be wrong, where it's illegal to do fortune telling. Okay. Now the thing is, unless you know in the court of law they can actually prove how that card and that one and that one does fortune telling, and actually it did take place. But anyway, because the thing is, if you have three card pieces of card stock in front of you, or somebody has them in front of them, and they're just looking and they're thinking out loud, and somebody thinks they're giving me a fortune reading. Okay, we got to prove they were actually giving it to you. Hey, that's, I mean, to be honest, that's the thing about man's law. Oh, fine, Michael. Fine. I'll have it be open. Yep. Especially, I got a good one, Darren, in this lovely state of Arizona. Oh boy, and I'm not making this one up. In the city, God, I'm so embarrassed even just to mention this. In the city of, I'm trying to remember which one. There is a city in, um, crap. It's near Phoenix, I believe, somewhere around there. But anyway, there's a law that says, yeah. Well, good thing you got out because I live in the lovely Lake Havahill city where the London Bridge is somehow still standing. Um, yeah, but there is a law. Yeah. Welcome to Arizona, where there's nothing but desert and dim stupidity. Yep. A big hot mess. And half of it is like a definitely not Death Valley 2.0. Ugh. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what city, but apparently, according to one law, it is illegal for women to wear pants in this one city. I can't remember which one in Arizona, but it's illegal. It's actually a class 3 misdemeanor if a woman wears pants, and it's still in the law book. And it makes me think, really? Do these lawmakers just come up with whatever they can come up with just to make the bucks get filled or something? Yeah. Oh, and another one. For whatever reason, in the lovely state of Indiana, you will be a convicted felon if you're found whale hunting. Indiana. Whale hunting. How are you going to whale hunt in Indiana? You're nowhere near an ocean. Or even in, oh man. And supposedly, I don't know why. Well, those I have no idea. Is an older law, but here's another really crazy one. And I think this one's also Arizona. If you have more than three, you know, I'm trying to, yep, and also, I can't remember what state too, but it's illegal also. I think it's actually Arizona too. I'm thinking somewhere around in the West. It is illegal to have a ice cream cone in your back pocket. You'll be a convicted felon if found with one. And you're probably thinking, why am I going to put an ice cream cone in my back pocket? Yep. But seriously, if you're found with an ice cream cone, I think if it's not part of the West, I think it's also New York. Yeah. Point being, supposedly what, horse thieves used to do, they used to stick ice cream cones in their back pocket and then somehow woozy wooed the horses to come towards them. Ice cream. Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Trying to even think of another crazy one. I know there's one more that's really like what? Let's see. Oh yeah, the one that I was saying before. If you have at least, if you have more than I believe it's three, you know, objects that are shaped like a man's part in your home. Oh, you're breaking the law. You have too many in the home. Okay. Oh, good job, whoever was the lawmaker who put that in the law. Why do you gotta ruin everything? Oh, claps for the lawmaker that ruined everybody's fun with that one. Oh, don't fall off your dirt bike now, because it kind of looked like he almost did. But there's actually one law that I know of, at least I think it might be state, maybe I might be wrong. At least county, that if a container, regardless of what it is, something like this, if it has a lock on it, like lock and it has a key or something like that, or even a combination lock, law enforcement cannot search it. If anything, which is a container, has a lock on it or a combination lock on it, law enforcement cannot search it. They cannot force you to open it. Oh yeah, if you're in Arizona or at least in Magave County, use that to your advantage if deemed fit. Because I would. Okay, let's see. Hand me, give me the go Alicia check parent, if you would. You scooch to the left. Get over here. Oh, I'm getting old for this. Okay. And I'm just gonna grab this and get it out of my life. If something falls and breaks, so well. Good thing I got a spare. Okay, so for Michael's thing. Must move soon, and what is the thing that must be done to stop this cycle of transience and getting down to the root of the problem? Okay. A planting roots. Okay, that sounds a lot better than doing like what Mula Nakshatra does. The root, up uprooting it and just saying like, nope, we're gonna plant a new root. Okay, let's see here. Let's just start with like where you stand right now. Standing as of now. Oh, President Hagante. 4 cups, Mercury, and Scorpio. First, Hagante is actually the first goetic divine being that I actually interacted with, the very first one. And Mercury and Scorpio. Actually, having a Scorpio Mercury, that's actually a placement where you can actually be assured more sudden blessings and sudden gains than moments. Like suddenly you have lost a lot of money. No, it's actually suddenly a lot more of the gains. So the current standing is that you're kind of aware that you need to start doing some alchemical work. Because that's actually what Hagante excels at. Teaching the alchemical mindset, the alchemical process, and actually getting really down to the nitty gritty and really taking something from point A to point B to point C and understanding how the in between works. And because it also looks like Hagante is spearing, that looks like a. It looks like he's spearing the coil of like the body of a coil of a snake. You might need to be working more on your. You might have to be thinking more realistic in your approach, and you have to be starting from the bottom. So, going at this in more of a more realistic, practical mindset, more than trying to be in the head too much. Be more down to earth. Okay, so that's where we stand now with Hagante. I love President Hagante. Oh, sheesh, you didn't have to spit him out like that. Okay, then you have King Balaam, Sun in Sagittarius, and Prince Seer, Jupiter Gur in Pisces, Motricone. Probably most likely that's going to be looking like Rifty. And for Balaam, Sun in Sagittarius, probably looking at what next chapter would that be? That would most likely be Uttarashara, which also is where potentially where the Abhijit point is. So where I must move soon. Well, the thing is that I'm not really familiar with King Balaam, but what I'm getting with this is that be more willing to go with the flow. And because since Sagittarius is also a sign of being like a strategist and a general and kind of plotting and coming up with ideas on how to best go about any kind of situation and plan ahead, be more calculative. But also when you make a choice and a decision, you go face first with it and you pretty much give the order and you don't back down from it. And as another side note, make sure if you have any kind of wait a minute. This is why I love this deck so much. It makes you look into it. It makes you use your eyes and really dig into it. I can't even read that. Give me this phone. Yep. Okay, let me see here. Tataria. Looks like an SHHT. Humpy. Well, anyway, this I was trying to read the sash that the bear is wearing, and as you can see, that totally did not work and did not go as planned. So yeah, I kind of whiffed that one. But anyway, so primarily come up with your plan, and then when you're putting your plan into action, just go with the flow and just stay in motion with it. And if you, the moment you hesitate, that's probably when the flow and existence is going to be not really backing you up. But then here comes Prince Seer, following behind. Now, Prince Seer, if you're familiar, Prince Seer is actually known to be one of the most. I just had the word and I lost it. One of the most dignified, and by dignified, I mean that he always puts the well-being of the individual who called out to him. He always puts their well-being as a priority over everything else. And he's known to actually help take somebody from point A to point B to point C if wanted to. And he can assist in any kind of endeavor. And he moves very quickly. And he tries his best to make sure results come quick. So right now, focus on being a little bit more understanding of the alchemical process of like, so I have A, if I make it to B and then make it to C, I need to understand how the in between comes about. Essentially along those lines. And the way that you actually go about understanding that is pretty much strategizing and I'm trying to understand of how existent has this flow state. Like flow like water, not flow, progressive flow. Not that kind of flow. That's the one flow I want nothing to do with. And once you understand that flow, that's when you can actually have quick results with it. And results that won't bring you any harm. Because sometimes doing anything alchemical can be unpredictable if you're not careful. If you have no idea what you're doing, that's the only thing. And let's see, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, and the things that must do to stop the cycle. Okay, to stop this cycle, that's whatever's holding you back. Okay, here we go. Give me 3. One. First one, Venus and Taurus. We have Gushan, Temperance. There's the first one. I'm not familiar with Gushan, so I'm just going to take it what hits me in the head. Not literally, you get the idea. Gushan with Amdusius, Venus and Pisces, exaltation point, 5 ablaze. Usually when people hear that, they're like, oh god, nobody wins. I don't read it that way with this deck. I try my best to actually read what the Goetic Divine actually is about. I'd rather read it that way than just be all like, oh, read it like any other tarot deck. No, you're limiting yourself. Don't do it that way. Don't be basic. And, oh, hello, Lucifer. Look at that. Okay, the three things that must be stopped. Well, okay, let's see. Because I don't want to whiff it, give me that. I'm going to have that go down right there. Looking for one tab, so I'm going to have to go like this. So, already there. Okay, I'm loading up my files where my notes are at. Wow, this computer is moving as fast as me getting my first pension check. Okay, Scoochie out of the way. Down we go. What do you mean, file not found? If this doesn't load, we're like meh with it. Okay, meh with it. Okay. So, the thing that must be stopped. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to be going on a whim here. With Gushin, don't try and have any kind of reconnection with somebody that is actually not really for your best benefit. I say, for an example, if somebody is acting friendly and nice to you, but it's a front, yeah, don't reconcile with that. Don't even bother. Don't even waste your time with it. And be more focused on the now and act in a manner that's best for your dignity and what you see. What is dignified for you may be not be dignified for somebody else. But what's important is your sense of being dignified. Anybody else, they can come later. So don't reconcile with somebody that is actually putting on a fake front, a fake nice. Be more in the moment and stay focused. And the only dignity that matters is yours. Then Andrew, Amdusius, fail. Well, this is supposed to be the Five of Swords, but I'm not going at it like that. But Venus and Pisces, Amdusius, the one that likes to make the trees dance in the musical wind. He's also a unicorn. Nothing wrong with that. It's just unexpected. So, whoops. Another thing to stop doing. If somebody is pushing on to you the idea of like, get out of the fantasy land, get out of the imagination land, stop dreaming, or just stop having some kind of like idea that clearly doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to you. If somebody is pushing that onto you, no, because the thing is, you know how to make the trees move and dance in the wind. That's what Odysseus does. So if you know how to make the trees dance in the wind, you know how to make the trees dance in the wind, and you don't need to prove it to nobody. And because since it is an exalted Venus in Pisces, specifically in Rifty, if that's actually being also conjunct with Prince Seer having Jupiter in Pisces too, Putting them together, you actually will have two guru figures in with that connection. So most definitely, don't prevent your creative side to actually flow. If it wants to flow, let it flow. Don't stop it. Because the minute you stop letting it flow, that's when things will face plant. And if somebody isn't supporting your creative endeavor, well, they don't need to be in your life anyway. They're just nothing but dead weight. And the last one, Lucifer himself, Venus in Capricorn, specifically Venus in Shravanat, pada number 1, which is the last bit of the Abhijit point. Well, I can just hear him now. Let me grab a little rolling of as osmanthus. Hold on. Yes, I'm getting osmanthus. Yes, I definitely know you like osmanthus. Yeah, I definitely hear you. Okay, fine. There's one tap though. Yeah. So, very interesting though. So another thing that you have to stop doing, it being Lucifer, well, also supposedly he's also the devil card in this deck. Go figure. But don't even. I'm not even looking at it that way. The thing that you have to need to understand and also put a stop to is to quit preventing your real light, like the real you, from shining as it's supposed to do. Meaning, you know that you're supposed to shine. You know your light's bright. Why are you not allowing it to do that? You're afraid you're going to blind someone? That's not your problem if they get blind. They can't handle it. Or you're afraid you might have somebody get into an accident? Well, it's their fault for not, wearing sunglasses. Just like everybody else, everybody has a light that they want to let out in the world. Just let it just shine as it wants to. If somebody can't handle it, that's not your problem. It ain't your fault that they can't handle the over shiny brightness. Not your problem. If anything, they're just jealous because they can't even shine that bright. So allow your yourself to illuminate around you as it's supposed to be, and don't let anything prevent you from doing so. Give me one more for a suggested course of action to ensure everything goes smoothly. That sounds weird. Valivore. Venus in Aries. Specifically, now you're looking in Venus in Ashwini. Crap, I just forgot. My notes won't load. Wait, I'm going to try one more time. Loading. Come on. Nope. Whatever. Over it. Let me just get that out of my life. Okay, Valivore. I'm gonna go off on a whim here, and he's also the full card of this deck. Let's see, Valivore. Well, Valivore. The thing is that don't go for the stuff that's going to be quick. Don't take the quick win because that's how you're going to get yourself hung. I don't know why that came out the way it did, but we're going to go with it. So instead of taking the easy way out, take the route that requires focus and is more slow and steady but consistent. Just don't be impulsive either. At least that's what I get, Michael. Yeah, okay. I just got hit in the head with that again. Let your light shine as it's supposed to. If somebody doesn't like it, tell them to go away. Tell them they can get their, woozy woo light elsewhere. And you don't need to be wasting your time having them dim it. Oh, give me. Let's see. Give me. Okay, I'll have another one of my favorites, the Dark Angel Tarot. Classic. Okay, now I'm going to go back and pay attention to the live chat because I've neglected it again. I tend to do that too much. Okay, down we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm having. Okay, yes, I hear you loud and clear. Okay. She wants me to grab a hold of the Black Moonstone. Okay, and which one? Which other deck? Really? I haven't used that deck in a while. Okay, if you insist. Oh boy. I had to grab the. She wanted me to grab the Black Moonstone, so I'm putting that right there. Okay, let's see. And yeah, what's funny is that this is the English version. And actually, this is my second, the second one I've bought. The first one I gave away to somebody. And now I have the second one. This second one, okay. I haven't used this deck in a long time, and it's still smooth. So we'll see here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That was brave. I didn't even have a chance to shuffle. Okay. Okay, here. Mm. Alright, is there anything else? Okay. Well, it looks like someone had to cut the crust, so let's have at it. Why am I not surprised? Okay, so Kendra, current position. The deck says your current position is the Queen of Wands, and I mean, if you just look at that, I wonder who that could be. Hmm. Hmm. And well, yep, as you know, we have the deck too. Depiction definitely has a Lilithian woman, and she's with a panther clawing towards her dress. Intensely strong Lilithian energy, but in a very really subtle, elegant way. And that's the core. The supporting and holding this state up, the foundation, is the Hermit, which immediately the first thing I thought, oh hi, Satanas, because I mean, that's the first that's the first thing that pops in my head. And also carrying a total of 6 skulls. And a torch. So they're so it's supporting this Queen of Scepters or Wands standing is this strong, intense desire to be more focused on a solitary, like an individual solitary pathway. One just sounds so weird. Pretty much taking your skulls and going on your own, and taking the Hellhound with you, and just going off on your own with this endeavor. Because the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Scepters, is essentially, well, this depiction is definitely one who's in her power and knows how to actually use her inner flame and her will to actually merge with the spiritual, emotional side to have change happen. Behind or backing up, we have the Ten of Cups, Mars and Pisces, or also Moon and Pisces, because there's the moon there. Most definitely, with this being behind or backing up, what I'm really getting with this Ten of Cups as the backing up is that what's really supporting and giving you the sustenance of this Queen of Wands energy is relishing in the sweet taste of some kind of large gain or return on something that you have been working really tirelessly on. And because also there's a lot of the white flowers around, it could also show that through a lot of devotional work towards a either a lunar deity or even a goddess figure, or even a or even a deity that's related to Mars or associated with Pisces. As such, for example, you can say I know from Greek mythology would be one. I wouldn't say Poseidon because Poseidon's a little bit not feeling that one. But I know and actually being able to connect to like the depths of the ocean. So you could, maybe, except Scylla's not really a goddess figure. She's not really. You can even say Charybdis maybe, loosely with that one though. Um, so even like a connecting to I just had it. I lost it. What is her name? I just had it. Celtic goddess. Clydna, the Banshee Queen. Don't know why that came out, but there's that one. But essentially, a goddess figure like that is actually helping you sustain this standing of the Queen of Wands. The crown on top of the head, well, you have the Wheel of Fate, Fortune. So, what I'm getting from this, from power beyond essentially the mundane everyday. Well, we have, and with this wheel, we have it looks like a griffin, we have a snake, we have it looks like a monkey figure. Wait. Hold on, it's not a snake figure, that's a naga. Never mind, a naga is different from a snake. It's part snake, but yeah. And a griffin at the top, Jupiter in the middle, and also rainbow flowers. Nothing wrong with that. That is what it is. Well, nice to know that Lucifer popped back in. Well, light isn't light like every color of the rainbow. Yeah. With fortune being what's essentially above and beyond the control, having the pretty much taking in the energy of a griffin or even a panther. I'm even getting kind of like a sphinx gargoyle kind of a feel to it. Taking that energy and also applying with it the energy of a naga, which, if you know how a naga is, nagas essentially excel in Kundalini awakening and also excel in any kind of Tantra types of working. And because since nagas are related to Medusa and also the snake, nagas are, if not, are very Lilithian in energy too. And because also there's the humanoid, which looks like a monkey on the left, which, here comes the thing I just noticed. I never noticed this before. There is one at the top, and there's another, and the other two at the bottom, making like a triangle. So, to get to the griffin state, have the grace of a naga, but also have the whimsical playfulness of a monkey at the same time. And also being able to take the incorporation of, I'm getting color magic. Start incorporating a lot more color magic, and actually you'll see more fortune and involvement of like things just happening as just unexpected, but for your gain. Coming towards, or what you're about to encounter is the Six of Cups, Sun in Scorpio. I love Scorpio. Scorpio, believe it or not, is also the sign where the planet Venus was actually born in, based on Vedic astrology. This depiction, we have a flawless vampire woman holding a grail full of Adam's blood, cranberry juice, and she's being accompanied by a snake which is looking to the same direction as she is. So, what's even more interesting is that now both have the cup, and they're both grails, and both positives of that. So, the sustenance that's been supporting you and providing for this Queen of Wands standing, that same sustenance is also what you're going to be able to keep taking and keep taking in to keep yourself being nourished by it. But at the same time, because since she's not really, you know, downing it, she's actually holding it close and actually kind of contemplating if she should take more or save it for a different time. But because the snake is also coming off of her shoulder and moving towards the same direction she is, it can also indicate that using serpentine like qualities or energies, or even having a stone like serpentine, would be ideal to start working alongside. Or even having, again, more Naga influence too. Cool. And then we have the staff, and then we have the last three supporting cards, which actually really is a three supporting pile. Self perception, we have the Daughter of Knives, or the Page of Blades. Well, I'm gonna just put it this way. This depiction, it looks like we have her looking like she just gutted someone. Very elegantly dressed, kind of a little bit detached, and more in a state of pondering. But she's not in a position where she's like, crap, how am I gonna hide the body? Damn it. She's more like, yeah, I killed him, so what? Ooh, death. So scary. You might be veering your standing currently as in a position where you might be more detached from something that might have been bit like it influences you. Like in the past, it would have influenced you in a way that was a bit that kind of like bothered you, but now you're kind of like meh with it. Like, oh, this again. Do you happen to notice I have a knife with blood on it? That might be your blood next if you keep it up, dude. Don't come back anywhere near me. So you actually, or even because the way she has it, the way she's holding it, it actually could show maybe that you might be thinking of a way to actually get rid of or take a swing at something that has been a pest to you. I'm thinking of some way for it. And because since she is also sitting on, it looks like, a piece of silver, and below her is, never mind, is that's actually the top of a coffin. Never mind. Whoops. What I'm getting is to get the best clarity, go towards a cemetery that you feel most comfortable in, and sit near a a gravesite that you feel comfortable sitting close to, and just sit and ponder, and then just taking the scenery around to get more clarity, and also scry into the ground. Outside perception. Look at that, two queens. Outside perception sees you as the Queen of Skulls, or Queen of Pentacles. Well, outside perception or others are seeing you as, well. With this depiction, though, I see this queen actually. Wait a minute. In the distance, you can actually see very faintly. Let's see if I can get my phone to show it. Yep, there we go. Hopefully, you can see it. I'm going to put my finger next to it. You can see a light, and it looks like there's a figure there. Essentially, outside perception is viewing you as being in a state of immense grounded power and spiritual power at that, because it's a queen, because that's water. Others are seeing you as in a state of being secure, but also having the spiritual power backing you up. Because in the background, I have to point out, it looks like there's a figure back there coming out of coming out of the sky back there. The hopes and the fears, the hoping for, but also definitely afraid of. The hopes. Well, we got you as the magician. Well, having the hopes for growth in the magical and having a more deeper understanding of magical practice and enhancing the skill. Well, that happens like every day, and every working in spell work that you do. That's what happens. It always improves. But specifically, since I just saw this and I'd never seen it before, if you notice right here, this big bowl where he's pouring his solo cup of blood into, it actually has every zodiac sign on it. And because since blood is the fluid of life, it could also show that maybe investing some time learning more about astrology in some way, shape, or form, or actually going more in depth into the zodiac signs and understanding them on a more deeper level, primarily. And then the outcome that's to come about is the Nine of Skulls or Nine of Pentacles. A full moon, Virgo, Venus. Blue blue roses are pretty much the flower that's being most heavily depicted. So on the night of the full moon, most definitely do some form of moon devotional work involving the blue flowers. So I would have to say, like, I don't know if you consider forget me not as one, or even just blue colored roses, and offering them to the moon, or even also giving them to a passed on would be another ideal thing too. And although Venus in Virgo, based on the zodiac combination, although yes, that is a combination where Venus gets a little bit agitated because you have a planet all about arts, beauty, fashion, love, devotion, and also, believe it or not, the one that also raises the dead. When you're telling her that she has to be hypercritical and nitpick, she doesn't like doing that. But the thing is, with Venus in Virgo, you actually have the understanding of beauty comes from having the realistic and things being in a state of great health. So health becomes at the forefront. And also Venus, if somebody has a Venus in Virgo, essentially, especially if it's a woman, you'll see that a Venus Virgo woman actually surprisingly looks flawless. She gets a lot of attention just based on her looks. And then the last three for clarifying. Okay. This one's a little bit different the way it's going about. Look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Seven of Skulls, Seven of Pentacles. We have Papa Saturn within Taurus. That's a friendly sign. Then we have the Eight of Cups, Eight of Grails. Another one with Saturn in Pisces. Wow, two Saturns just like that. And the Six of Skulls, which is Moon in Taurus. It's looking like. Which, I mean, I have to point this out. That's odd. Didn't you also have a post recently about, using the scarf or veil in magical working? Or am I just remembering things at a different date? And also looks like she is using that as a flail. The moon in Taurus has an exalted moon. Saturn in Taurus, Moon in Taurus, and then Saturn in Pisces, the integrals. Now, with this depiction of the Seven of Skulls, this depiction does look like holding on to something that has to be let go of, but for the Nine of Skulls. But the thing is, what I'm getting is, since this Nine of Skulls is actually looking like she's being liberated from the Seven of Skulls, something that has been restricting your ability to live life and live through experiencing life through the senses and enjoying it, whatever that hindrance is finally going to be laid to rest, and it can finally be let go of, so that way it can be enjoyed. And by enjoyed, I mean life can finally be enjoyed as it's intended to be. But then with the Eight of Grails with Saturn in Pisces, and right there, actually, I just felt a big heavy presence just come out of nowhere, and I know exactly who that is, and I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna let him just put what needs to be put in my head, and just let him. Don't ever restrict yourself from being able to get the nourishment from the ocean. And by that, it can be like, don't ever prevent yourself from getting all the nourishment and the the rejuvenation that the ocean of the spiritual world can give you. Don't restrict yourself from that, and don't take just a little bit. Don't tie your hands to it. Allow yourself to take as much as you want, as much as you need, and rejuvenate your being altogether. And with Saturn being in Pisces, you actually have Saturn, even though he's a really realistic planet. Saturn in Pisces, he's trying to also, well, for one, Saturn's actually kind of a little bit lost, but he's able to take the imagination, and in time, he's actually able to take what's in his imagination process and being able to take it and actually make it into reality. So if there's something that you've been wanting to have be brought into the physical world and has been in your thoughts for a while, keep working at it. Just don't tie yourself from completing it. Keep doing the work and just make sure that you put all your efforts into it. And then last but not least, the Six of Skulls, Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus, exaltation point. Specifically, Moon in Rohini, Moon's favorite nakshatra. You're having now, after going through the Seven of Skulls, and that being laid to rest, and then the taking in all the nourishment that's needed from the Eight of Grails with the Saturn and Pisces. From there, that's when you actually are able to lift a veil that may have been put onto you, and being able to see crystal clear what you actually had in front of you the whole time. Or you actually are able to take a concept from this Nine of Skulls, and actually from this offering that if you're going to be choosing to do, you're going to be able to see something in a much more in-depth way than just as if, I'm trying to find the best way to put it. Essentially, the veil that that might have been shrouding you from being able to see clearly or be able to strategize clearly, it's going to be lifted. But because since the moon is now in position, oh, wait a minute, hold on. That just came out of left field, and I'm going to go with it. So there is this one spot in the veil that she has, and there's no other point with it. I had to point it out. I'm going to put my finger right next to it. Right here, you'll see a black rose. If you happen to have or go anywhere near where there's a black velvet rose, or a black rose of some kind, or a dark flower, have that flower close to you until after the full moon, if you happen to encounter one. And as well, when doing this full moon devotional or working, before you start it, have your back turned away from the sun as it sets. So essentially what you're doing is, as the sun is setting behind you, you're turning, and now you're pretty much welcoming in the full moon. Because if you see how she's facing one way towards the moon, that's inbound, but she's facing away from the sun that's going down. That's going to provide you a lot of benefit. At least that's what I see. Just one more card, just for gigglies. Just one more card for clarification for wherever it needs to be said. Seven of Grails. I love this depiction. We have the... Of course you would have that come out. Of course you would. The last card to come out is the Seven of Grails. The planetary association is Venus in Scorpio, which is actually, like what I said earlier, the birthplace of where Venus was born from, according to Vedic astrology. So, with this depiction of the Seven of Cups, or Grails, you have the figure embodying the Medusa. Now, usually with Medusa, people think of the stereotypical, being able to look at something and petrify it. Instead, the way that, what's this guy's name? Ian Daniels. Oh, good job, kid. The way that he actually depicted this woman figure as the Medusa, that's actually the way that I like to see Medusa as, clearly. Because the way that she is, being serpentine, she has a flow to her. But at the same time, this snake that she's holding by like the head and the jaw, she's having full power and control over the snake's venom and the snake's influence. So she has complete control, mastery, and understanding of the serpent. So much to the point that literally everything around her is literally becoming serpentine. She's in that perfect flow state. So, and also since Venus Venus in Scorpio does also give the artistic ability to express artistically in an occult manner. Most definitely, again, when any kind of working comes near the full moon, most definitely incorporate a lot of influence to it. Naga, Lilithian qualities to it. But I also do have to say, Venus in Scorpio, what you can actually do is, if there's something that you have lost, if you want to bring it back from the dead, Venus in Scorpio can most definitely do that. So say like if there's like a state of being that you want to have brought back, resurrect a secure state of health, Venus as a planet can actually take someone who's in a medical dilemma and take them out of death. That's what Venus has that ability to. Because Venus was given the mantra from Lord Shiva to raise the dead and bring them back to life. And not even Jupiter can do that. And as well, with any kind of magical workings around the full moon, be more in a flow state. Just just flow and be a bit more physically active within it too. And especially too, if you have anywhere close to you one tree that you have done magical workings around, that would be an ideal place to also do magical workings alongside too. And also, as an offering suggestion, you can offer blood if you'd like. Me personally, I don't really advise people to offer blood, but that's just me. Offering like Merlot or dark, dry wine, red wine would be another great offering to give to. At least that's what I get, Kendra. Oh boy, that was a big one. And I wasn't paying attention to the whole chat the whole time. Okay, then now let me take a look. Let me take a look at all this chat that I've neglected. Queen of Surprise, yeah. Pisces, yes. For Aphrodite, you can actually say she is associated with that because she was born from out of the ocean. Yeah. So I would say that, yeah. Gotta love when cards that comes through. Yep, that's what I was thinking too with the Queen of. Yeah, the Queen of Wands fig. No, wait, the Queen of. Yeah, that figure that was in the Queen of Skulls, the one in the background. Yeah, the supporting in the background. Yep, that's right with Pisces too. And Pisces is actually it's also the sign that is actually the most connected to the spiritual world. It's also again the sign of intoxication, but intoxication doesn't mean drunk. Being intoxicated by divinity counts too. Is you intake something and your perspective changes. It's like an ebb and flow. Yeah, moon water. Yeah. Haha. I remember. Oh man, gosh, I just love it when that happens. Good. Oh yeah. What time is it? Where am I at right now? I've been get this out of the way. I've been live for 2 hours and it's already 9 o'clock. I have to wash myself, but so yep, I'm gonna end the stream here, and I hope that was a good. I hope that was a good read, Kendra, because I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's already saying, you see what happens when you listen to me. Mm-hmm. I don't question. I just go with it. Oh, well, yeah. Unlike some of those decrepit old men that wear those, black nighting gowns everywhere they go. Yeah, you know how to listen unlike them. God. Can they just die already? No. Sheesh. But anyway, I'm gonna take my leave, and I will see all of you later, or maybe even tomorrow if I have time to go live again. But we will see. I think I actually might be starting, like, I might be starting some ideas on how to do like some, taking some jabs at the patriarchy ones for being dim-witted with their like, oh, we're gonna overturn this. Whoops. That's what happens with dim-wittity happens. It's not even a word. But anyway, gonna take my leave, and I'll see y'all later.